borrowing is not a sin. But not paying a debt is a sin. This is what the verse says. The wicked borrow and never repay. But the godly are generous givers. Sinasabi dito ay kung humiram ka at hindi ka magbabayad, ikaw ay masama. Kasi kung hindi mo mababayaran yan, marami kang sinira. Sinira mo yung reputation mo, sinira mo yung promise mo, and sabi ng Bible, ikaw ay masama. You're wicked if you do not pay your debt.
So, if you are going to break my boundary in our relationship, that is evil thing. That is not love. So, I advise you, sabi nga okay nag-aaral sa Bible school, too much closeness leads to premarital sex. Kaya importante, ikaw babae, ikaw lalaki, i-draw mo na kaagad lang line. Why? Because that shows respect to your partner. And then ipuso mo ang knowledge and wisdom when it comes to stepping into relationship. Believe me, you will enter marriage with honor, with God's blessing and anointing in your relationship.
Great news! Ang Global Surge Preaching episodes ay nasa Season 4 na. Sumabay sa pag-awit, makinig sa ating mga mahal na pastor, at tuklasin kung paano kumikilos ang Diyos sa buhay at mga gawain sa Global Surge. Samahan niyo kami tuwing linggo, mula 2:30 ng hapon hanggang 3:30 dito lamang sa Light TV.
Welcome to the second episode of the GS Stories, where we will hear different stories from different people from Global Surge. I am Mitch, and I am your host. On our previous episodes, we were able to hear stories galing sa mga leaders, and it's about their heroes. Now, if you've missed that episode, you can check our YouTube channel, Global Surge Official, and the video is entitled, Sino ang Hero Mo? And while you're in there, you can also subscribe and hit like on our YouTube channel. So ngayong episode, makakasama natin ang mga pastor's kids. Now, we have Shana, the eldest daughter of Pastor J.R. Rufin, who leads our Global Surge camps here in the Philippines. We also have Lily, eldest daughter of Reverend Rogelio Aguirre, who leads Global Surge Worship Center, Bago City, Negros Occidental. We have Valor, second to the eldest son of Reverend Vincent Vicencio, who founded Tough Guys Karate Ministry. We also have Nico, eldest son of Reverend Arnel Cruz, who leads Abundant Life Baptist Church in Marikina. LJ, second to the youngest son of Pastor Rod Bautista, who is the Dean of Baptist Bible College Asia Pasig Campus, and Katrina Layug, the eldest daughter of the leading pastor of the Urban Life Church. We are extremely delighted to have you guys.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, di ba? So, of course, we've known you as pastor's kids.
Yes.
Di ba? Ako, I've known you as the son or the daughter of a pastor.
Yeah.
Now, my first question is, does it bother you? Nakaka-bother ba na every time you get introduced to someone, the first notation would be, ay, anak ni pastor.
Yeah,
LJ.
for me, it does kind of bother me because, syempre po, pag nakikilala ko ng certain person or someone new, ay, ikaw pala yung anak ni Pastor ganito, ikaw pala yung anak ni Pastor Rod, Dean ng Bible College, di ba? So, parang nawawala yung identity ko as a person. Like, I have my own ministry, I have my own ministry na ginagawa ko sa church. So, parang it's kind of unfair for me na nalilink ako sa achievements ng dad ko. So, ayun.
Thank you for sharing that.
Nilahat ko na talaga.
Shana.
Medyo same din kay LJ, pero kasi, for example, I meet someone new, tapos nag-uusap kami, tapos tinanong nila na, sino ba yung dad mo? Tapos I'll say, Pastor JR, parang nag-iiba yung way na nakikipag-usap sila sa akin. Parang mas nagiging closed and formal sila, it kind of bothers me a bit kasi they can't be themselves around me kasi they're afraid na I might judge or I might tell my dad, no, si ganito, ganyan. Parang, it's kind of...
May inhibitions agad.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Valor?
Di naman po talaga ako totally napabother since bata pa lang. Sanay na ako na, Pastor Vincent, yung tough guys. Kasi wala na hanggang sa lumaki ng ministry ni Daddy, nasanay na po ako ng gano'n. Sa sa Christian world, kumbaga.
Kat.
Same. Ba't yung sinabi mo? Same din, nasanay na lang siguro din. Dahil yung sinasabi na ito yung anak. Since birth, parang yung sinasabi.
Yeah.
Ayun din, same lang, nasanay na.
Parang namulatan mo na, no? Na gano'n.
Siguro habang tumatanda ka, doon ka nababother kasi kaya sabi ni LJ, parang may sarili kang achievement or name, gano'n. Parang mas maganda na. Kasama din
You get
yung
known for that.
Yes, gano'n.
How about you, Nico?
Sa akin, somehow, kasi parang may expectation na pag anak ka ng pastor, dapat ganito lang yung ikikilos mo. Parang yung standards or yung pagiging perfect nga, ika nga. Pero kapag sa church, di ba, parang kapag anak ka ng pastor, sige, parang okay lang sa akin. Pero kapag yung outside the ministry, na kapag lumabas na tayo dun sa real world na tinatawag, parang dun lalo bumibigat yung expectation tsaka yung standard mo. Parang kapag tinawag kang anak ng pastor, yun.
Standards agad, no? How about you, Lily?
Sa akin naman po, siguro nasanay din ako kasi since birth yung parents ko, nasa ministry na sila. But, yun, medyo na-disappoint lang ako sa minsan na yung mga tao nagtatanong sa akin instead of me, okay lang ba ako, yung ganun. Itatanong nila yan sa akin yung about sa father ko, asa na siya, ano ginagawa niya.
May father's key.
Yung minsan wala si Papa, yung ganun. Pero okay lang naman kasi part din ng life ko yung ganun. Parang nasanay na din.
Kumbaga karugtong na talaga ng personality mo yun, no? So, you are well aware of the responsibility of as a pastor's kid. So every time you hear na, pastor's kid ka, what comes to your mind? The phrase pastor's kid.
Mag-aasawa ng pastor.
Kaya iniiwasan mo, no?
Ganun yung nagsasabi, ng pastor. Uy, mag-aasawa ng pastor sa lalaki, magpapastor.
Yeah, that's true.
You all agree, no?
Yeah. Especially din sinabi ni Kat na pag lalaki ka, tapos anak ka ng pastor, magpapastor, tapos susunod sa iyo pa ng papa.
Totoo.
Di ba?
Parang hirap na kumawala dun sa praise na gano'n. Parang expectation.
So it gives a lot of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with that pressure, how do you handle it?
Well, when I was younger, I really felt na I really have to keep up. Like, talagang dapat tutok ako na I can't really enjoy the things that I like to the point na gano'n. But, as I'm getting older, I just realized na I'm a kid. I'm as normal as a person who's not a pastor. Like, I want to do some other things and sure, I make mistakes, but that's honestly just part of growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as a kid, you are already well aware of you as being a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
And the responsibility is already there. Pero kailan yung nag-grasp yung reality na pastor's kid na ako?
Okay, ganito pala yung pagiging pastor's kid.
Nico?
Sa akin siguro in my teenage years, mga 15 to 17, na parang nare-realize ko na parang kumbaga, isa akong goldfish sa isang fishbowl, na parang parang ang daming nakatingin sa'yo na parang eto dapat yung gawin mo, Nico, parang anak ka ni Pastor Arnel.
All eyes on you.
All eyes on me talaga. Tapos parang, yun nga, kilala si Papa sa Global Search, and parang kapag tinanong na kagad, sinong tatay mo? Parang dun na ako kinakabahan. Kasi parang pag nagkamali ka, parang pagkakamali dun ng buong pamilya mo.
Nalilabel ka na.
Nalilabel na.
How about you, Lily?
Ako naman po, since siguro mga prep or something, nasa Christian school po kasi ako. Kaya yung dean namin, pastor siya. And doon ko na-realize na, ay okay, pastor yung principal namin, pastor din yung papa ko. Kaya yung mga, yung mga kaklase ko, iba yung treatment sa akin, iba yung, iba yung sa teacher. Parang dun sa classmate, syempre, nagsaselo sila kasi si Lily, pasipsip lang yan sa kay teacher kasi anak din siya ng pastor. Tapos yung mga teacher naman, syempre, mag-ano sila ng total care nila sa amin kasi sasabihin nila, yung iba, sasabihin nila, pag binas mo yung pastor's kid, yung pastor, mas lalong mabibless sila sa personal life nila. Kaya, todo din sila sa pagsiserve din sa mga pastor's kid. Yung parang ganun. Pero as I grow older, doon ko na-realize yung actual responsibility ng isang pastor's kid at bakit kami napunta sa ganitong sitwasyon.
How about you, Valor?
Syempre po, while growing up, nasa Christian church and Christian school na. So, wala po talaga ang pake kung pastor's kid ako muli aware. Pero nung habang tumatanda, mas lumalawak yung knowledge mo and mas marami kang naiintindihan. And doon po, nalalaw na ito na yung pressure, ito na yung titignan anak ng pastor yun, di ba? Ganyan. Dahil ito ganyan, the expectation and standards na tinitingnan sila.
So with Lily, ang na-experience niya is the special treatment. Can you all agree? Kasi parang...
No.
Hindi ka with Lily, parang... Of course, connected siya with the pastor. She's a pastor's kid. So, andun yung special treatment. Or let's say, they wanna bless you.
Sa
They, yes, they wanna bless you and they wanna be a blessing to you so that they'll be blessed as well. With Valor naman, it's with the time na nag-grasp niya yung reality na, ay, pastor's kid ako. Ay, mapapressure ako. Ito yung standards. Ganyan. So, how were you able to cope up with the standards? Nico?
Siguro bumabalik na lang ako dun sa thought na ako naman talaga yung parang naggumagawa ng name ko. Hindi naman talaga ako yung kumbaga naka-backbone. I mean, backbone ko pa rin naman yung pamilya ko pero ako pa rin yung gumagawa ng pangalan ko. And I know na yung pinaka-important kasi is yung Panginoong Diyos pa rin yung tumitingin sa atin. Hindi yung tao na parang nagpe-pressure sa atin na ganito yung ikilos mo. Kasi, yun nga, man looks on the outward appearance, pero si God, nagdo-look siya inside our hearts.
How about you, Shana? Paano ka nakakope up?
Well, syempre, to this day, I'm still coping up with it. And honestly, it's not easy. Kasi, with my dad and his name, parang mahirap talagang tumapat dun sa standard ng tao. So, yun lang. But I just keep in mind talaga what I said earlier. It's, I shouldn't pressure myself too much. Kasi, at the end of the day, ako rin yung kawawa eh. Parang, siguro paka-pressure ko sa sarili ko, parang nata-down na ako na I'm not happy anymore. Like, trying to live up to these expectations that are, expected from me. So, yeah.
Kasi as a kid, growing up, parang you are expected to this type of standards, to this label. Now, we tend to forget na you are human beings as well, that you are far from being perfect.
Tama.
Diba? So, of course, how were your dads explained everything? This is my profession, this is my calling. Were you able to get an explanation or at least anything about it from your dad?
Well, my dad explained it in a way na I made a mistake first. So, he explained it na he can't do this because you're in the church, so you have to live up to these expectations. People think these things of you. So, yeah, he explained it in a way na nag-isang na-pressure na rin ako sa lahat. Okay, so these things are weighed onto me. So, yeah, it's kind of rough the way he explained it, but it's our dad.
Lily?
So, sa akin naman po, si Papa kasi since high school siya, nag-start na rin siya sa Bible school and everything. Since nakita niya sa family niya kung gaano kahirap pag di tayo nagsiserve kay Lord. And from since then, nilive life niya yung gusto niyang gawin sa life niya na mag-serve kay Lord. And in-explain niya sa akin, one big reason is yung pinanak din po ako. Kasi, matawag doon, nasa labas ako ng mattress, kumbaga.
So, hindi siya easy na pregnancy?
Mm-mm.
May risk?
I mean, gabi, automatic na.
Pass the paper. Protocol yan kanina.
Hindi na ito bababa. I mean, wala naman ako doon, hindi ko yun na-experience kasi nga, baby pa lang naman ako. Pero, pag maiisip mo na, i-scrape out ka kasi, hindi ka na dapat doon kasi, nasa labas nga ako ng mattress. It's either that or life ng mother ko and me. Ayan, pero, yun yung naging key ko or yun yung naging motivation ko to continue living life. Kasi, what if nga wala ako doon? Yung ganun. And then, lahat ng achievements na nangyari through ministry and everything, lahat ng taong nakaslamo ako, lahat ng taong na-motivate ko din through Word of God. Well, hindi ko rin nagawa yun if wala ako nung time na yun. And through that, ina-explain din ng parents ko na umabot dun sa point na wala na akong pulso, nagko-convulsion na ako. Dinala na ako sa hospital 3 times and then napunta na sa moment na napagod na yung parents ko and sinabi nila, Lord, hindi na ako pupunta doon. Magpa-pray na lang ako. And then, from there, parang nag-bargain si Papa. Parang ganun. Na Lord, magsiserve ako sa'yo. Fully. Like full time. Kasi that time, nagtatrabaho pa siya ng ibang trabaho. Pero from there, gusto niya na makaserve din ako sa kanya. That means na mabuhay din ako. Yung parang ganun. And from there, nabalik nga ako sa sa consciousness ko. And since then, nagsiserve ako sa kay Lord through that situation, but also I realized na gano'n talaga ka real si God sa life ko na gusto ko rin ma-express yun through service.
So the explanation was like, you are the manifestation of His faith. Kaya nagpapatuloy siya.
Opo.
That's right.
So, kaya parang ikaw, you are just so grateful that He's doing it and He's doing it for you as well as He is doing it for the Lord.
Yes.
Diba? Ikaw, Valor, how was it explained to you?
Pinakita lang po sa amin ni Daddy how blessed maging isang pastor. So, na-explain niya po sa amin nung nag-start siya na ministry kung gaano nga kahirap yung mga pinagdaanan niya. Na-explain niya sa amin kasi dati po talaga, sabi ko. Sinasabi niya sa amin pero di namin naiintindihan na pastor lang ako, mga ganun. Like, pastor ako lang tayo, pero mga ganyan. Pero pinapakita ni Lord kay Daddy, pinapakita ni Daddy sa amin kung paano isang nagiging blessed ng isang pastor. Na-explain po sa amin kung paano siya naging yung pinagdaanan niya sa pagiging pastor.
Na it was never easy, but it was blessed. Diba? Ikaw, Nico.
Sa akin, there is no formal explanation na magpapastor si Papa. Parang na-adapt ko na din kasi palagi niyang sinasabi na sobrang tagal niya na sa church staff before. Tapos parang mga 2010s or 2011, doon na yung transitioning nung pagpapastor niya. And with that, parang unti-unti ko nang natatanggap na parang yung responsibility ni Papa, parang feel ko lumalawak na. So, may times na, yun nga, mas nauuna yung church sa family. And parang doon ko na feel na parang, ito na, parang nasa transitioning na tayo sa rough waves na. Pero, as I grew older, mas lumalawak yung wisdom ko and mas naiintindihan ko kung bakit bakit niya ginagawa yun. Kasi I know na may purpose si Lord kung bakit siya nilagay siya sa minister ng church. And with that, parang blessing na din for me na nandito ako sa position na to ngayon.
Kasi nakita mo yung transition.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi, aware ka na nung nagpapastor siya.
Mm-hmm.
Kumbaga may understanding ka na hindi ka na like a child or...
Parang ganun. Nung high school siguro, parang medyo may times na naguguluhan ako kasi parang bakit si Papa wala palagi sa bahay, ganun. Parang di ba dapat family muna before ganito or church. Tapos parang may part na sa feeling ko as a kid na parang naghahanap ako ng parang may kulang gano'n. Ayun. Parang yung dapat yung time niya na para sa amin sa family napupunta sa church, pero ayun nga, kailangan mong intindihin kasi hindi naman din family din yung sineserve ng tatay ko. Kasi sineserve mo, ang pinakamalaga pa rin. Din ko natutunan na sa Golden na kailangan pa rin natin unahin si Lord above all. Ayun.
So you were struggling kasi parang hindi mo siya nakikita.
Oo, parang ganun. Tapos parang, alam mo yung parang may ka-share ka sa isang bagay na dapat sa akin lang ganun. Ayun.
How about you, Shana?
Actually, very similar kay Nico. Pero, I mean, hindi naman to the point na pero, yeah. Syempre, nung bata, na-realize ko din na once na sinabi sa akin ng parents ko, your dad's a pastor. Sabi ko, oh, that means I'm a pastor's kid. Kasi I was surrounded, I grew up in the church, so I know the terms and all this. Tapos yun nga, parang mas na-realize ko na rin talaga. Siyempre, habang tumatagal din tayo sa ministry, mas lumalaki yung church, mas maraming ginagawa. So, yun din, tama si Nico na parang madalas din malayo yung dad ko. Tapos doon ko talaga na-realize na, oh, it's the deal. Ito na yun, na parang mag-pastor na nga talaga yung dad ko. So, ayun, that's kind of like how I grasped it. And I know naman that my dad does it for the Lord and it's his passion and he loves what he does. He's really well respected for what he does and I'm proud of him for that and I know he's doing it for us, his family din naman. Yeah.
So great thing is parang you're able to understand his point
Yes.
because it's almost the same eh.
Yes.
And also, the same din na as you see yung ginagawa ng tatay niyo as a pastor, you get to understand why he is doing it.
Yes.
And you get more proud about it.
Yes.
Diba?
Naging aware ako na pastor's kid ako kasi nung mga bata kami, nag-missions pa lang sa bata. So pag missions kasi kayo yung church nyo, eh, yung mga pastor family, ini-invite siya sa mga churches na missions conference, ganyan. So nai-invite kami. Tapos, ang saya-saya kasi, doon ko talaga naging aware na pastor's kid ako. Kasi yung mga pastor's kids doon, pag missions conference, tinitreat nila. Sabi ko, hala, ang saya. Pupunta kayo sa mall, tapos ipapakain kayo ng masasarap. Eh, syempre, hindi naman tayo lagi nakakain ng masarap.
Take advantage.
Tapos may mga regalo, papakatin yung para kay pastors pang family akhir na. Tapos may mga nag-aabot ng regalo. Kaya lagi nung bata kami, nililook forward namin. Kasi ganun nga, ang saya pala maging pastor's kid, may sariling table kayo sa kainan. Tapos, may basta iba yung treatment. Yan doon ko naging aware na pastor's kid kami. Dahil doon sa masarap na pagkain.
So, ang nakita mo naman is the joy of it, no? The advantage of it. So, you're able to discuss kung what is your dad as a pastor. You were proud of him. He was very active with the ministry. Of course, you are aware naman kung ano yung ministries ng father niyo. But, how is he in your home as your dad?
Ano po siya mapagbigay. Kumbaga parang, di bali na wala ako basta meron kayo. Example, yung favorite niya kasi, kunyari na naman, yung nagaraya or yung chocolate. Parang yun yung favorite niya pero kakainin ko. Sige, sa'yo na lang. mga ganito. Tapos very understanding siya sa amin. Sa mga pinagdadaanan namin. Kasi kahit pa paano open din kami kay daddy. Kesa kay mami. Kasi pagka kay mami kami nag-open, pag kay daddy, ganyan. And alam niya yung dapat namin gawin.
So parang sa bahay is very gentle. Which is parang, yun yung hindi nakikita namin eh. It's very gentle, it's the small things, no? Yung small things na bibigay yung food niya. As his example, the nagaraya, the chocolate. Diba? It's the small things that you remember. How about you, Nico? How is your dad at home?
Ano ba? Siguro mapagbigay din. Kasi parang, kunyari, aalis ako. Parang may palagay siya sa... Parang pera, ganun. May tax. Hindi malalaman ng kapatid ko na, ay, may 200 or may 500 na ganun. Oo, may alam na. Tsaka, ayun din, he's full of wisdom regarding sa leadership nga din. So, doon ko talaga siya nilulook up on how he handle people. And siguro din yung sa pagiging tatay din sa bahay na, ayun, may strong foundation. Not just yung sa worldly na foundation, but yung godly foundation that we had na every time na, parang de-devotion, ganun, he will take lead of it. And with that then, parang dun din na-mold yung faith namin through him. Kaya, ayun.
Kumbaga, he stand as the father of the home talaga.
Ayun.
How about you, Lily?
Sa akin naman po, si Papa kasi is strong personality. Yung kumbaga pag may nagawa kang kasalanan, hindi mo na kailangan sabihin. Pero parang tinginan lang, lagot ka na mamay. Pero one thing siguro na laging pinapaintindi ng father ko sa amin is yung way of discipline din sa bahay. Kasi siya yung father niya, grabe din sa pagdisiplina, like physical talaga. Pero never silang kinakausap pag may nagawa silang kasalanan. Yung may moment na magtatanong sila, ano ba kasalanan ko? Ba't ginaganito ako? Yung ganun. Pero sa bahay naman, parang naano kami na every time na may nagawa kaming kasalanan, alam mo ba anong ginawa mo? Tatanungin kami. Ganun. Tapos sasabihin namin. Tapos magbibigay sila ng solusyon dun sa problemang nagawa namin. And then, they always tell me na sa family namin na kailangan namin humingi ng tawad, say sorry. As we grow up, siguro medyo nag-change siya kung paano kami mag-say sorry. Siyempre, nung kids, pag nagkamali, sorry agad, hug agad. Ngayon, dahil sa changes in life, personalities, and perspective ng bawat isa, na-change siya. Pero si Papa, specifically, is parang disiplinado talaga. Ayaw niyang mabagal sa bahay, yung ganun. Ayaw niyang nakaupo ka lang, yung ganun. Dapat may ginagawa ka. Kasi yung time is gold talaga sa kanya. Through ministry and sa house. Kaya kailangan talagang gumagalaw kami lahat.
So discipline, no? Efficiency naman sa bahay, yung parang ini-impart sa'yo ng dad mo. How about you, LJ?
Well, my dad is a very patient man. Kung paano siya sa church minsan, ganun din siya sa bahay actually. So, kung palabiro siya sa church, you can expect na ganun din siya sa bahay. And the way he is patient, kasi most of the time, kami ng mom ko yung nagka-misunderstanding. And siya yung nagiging mediator namin. So, he's the patient one sa aming sa aming apat. And then, he'll try to come up with a solution for what happened between me and mom. And, alam mo yun, pag hindi kami nag-uusap madalas, siya yung magbibiro, and then it will get us all laughing. So, I think I can label him as the joy of our house. Kasi how he is outside, he is also inside of the house. And I really love him for that. So,
that's so nice, no? The joy of your house, the joy of your home. Ikaw, Kat.
Si Papa, strict siya sa bahay. Siguro dahil puro babae kami.
Yeah.
5 girls, no?
Lalo na nung lumalaki kami mula bata. Siyempre, mga makukulit, siyempre napapalo. Tapos pag napapalo kami, babasahan niya kami ng verse, yung 3 na So, siyempre, di ba? Pero alam naman namin yung makukulit. Ang kukulit kasi talaga namin, kaya napapalo. Ganun. Pero, ayun, strict siya sa bahay. Pero, ano naman, strict pag may kasalanan. Pero naman, siya yung katulad ng kay Edge, pag may tampuhan, hindi sa mama kayo sa kapatid, sabihin niya, suyuin mo lang, yakapin mo lang kayo na niya. Ganon. Siya yung nagiging mediator din. Ayun. Okay na.
Tutuloy na natin.
Okay na yun. Ikaw, Shana.
Well, my dad, parang kay Kat, kasi all girls kami. Wala siyang kapatid na boys. Puro sisters. And sa house, wala naman siyang anak na lalaki, all girls. So, syempre may sense of protective talaga siya sa amin na huwag mong pumilos ng ganyan kasi ganyan, babae ka. Tapos, my dad jokes, sobrang corny. Sobrang corny yung mga jokes na.
Daddy jokes.
Dad jokes. Hindi ko matatawa sa joke, matatawa ka dahil napaka-corny niya. Pero it's really fun. Saka, he's different. Like, pag nasa church, pag nasa bahay siya, parang, hindi naman bata, parang teenager siya kasi he plays video games, like nilalaro ka din. So parang doon kami nagkakaintindihan na, uy, nadownload mo na ba yung ganyan? Ano yung bagong gano'n? Parang yun yung masaya doon eh. Parang we have like a certain thing that we can bond over. So yun.
Ang amazing na parang your father, parang yung tatay niya is very well respected as a pastor. But every time he goes home, he's your dad. He's the joy of the home. He plays with you. Diba? He's the mediator. He disciplines you. He's very generous. Diba? But what was this one thing or one lesson or parang paalala ng dad nyo sa inyo throughout your life? Probably that was given to you when you were a child or ngayon, recently, na parang yun yung tumatak sa inyo.
Kasi same kami ng birthday ni Papa. So, pinanganak ko ng birthday. Same may birthday. So, syempre, bilang, sa church, laging siya-celebrate yung birthday niya. So, ako, syempre, nakikijoin na lang sa birthday niya. So, dumating yung point na, hindi niya naman pinagdamot yung birthday niya, pero sabi niya na, darating yung time na gagawa ka ng sarili mong blessing. So, yun yung lagi tumatatak sa akin na, magkakaroon din ako ng sarili kong blessing, hindi ako yung makikisaw-saw sa blessing ng Papa ko. So, yun. Dahil sa birthday, yun yung pinakatumatak sa akin. Na hindi lang ako makakuha ng blessing dahil
Anak ka niya
at dahil pastor siya. Pero bilang ako, magkaka-blessing din ako sa sarili ko.
Parang tinatanggal na niya yung, hindi ba tinatanggal, parang he's letting you have your own identity already. Na may blessing, hindi naman sa pagdadamot, but like what you said, may blessing will be my blessing, but you'll have your own soon. Na hindi dahil anak ako ni Pastor Fong. Or hindi dahil anak ako ni ganito. Diba? How about you, Lily?
Expected din kayo tatawagin.
Ayan, so ako, siguro is one thing, yun na, ko rin, is, ang sa ministry, dahil nga love namin yung ministry, especially ako, mahal ko talaga yung ministry. Yung usually since, siguro nag-start na, may mga lalaki nang nagpaparamdam, si Papa piliin mo talaga yung tao na mahal si Lord, mahal yung ministry, at yung mamahalin ka. Good. And then, from then, dun ko pinagpipray yung tao na magiging lifetime partner ko na talagang mahal si Lord. Kasi marami na kasi ako nakikita ng mga tao na, na nagsiserve sila kay Lord, tapos na-discourage sila dahil sa partner nila kasi nagsisero sila sa ministry kasi hindi naman nila namulatan yung ganung life kung paano ba mag-serve kay Lord, hindi nila masyadong naiintindihan. So, yun yung laging paalala sa akin ni Papa na find the best man na minamahal talaga si Lord, yung totoong mahal si Lord. Yung hindi second choice, kundi first choice si Lord.
Before you, no? Before He loves you, He should love the Lord first. LJ.
He said this to me a little later on in life. Kasi we had a big problem at home. And then when we resolved it, he said to me na no matter what you've become, or no matter what you are or what mistakes you've made, you will always be your family. And I will always be your father. So to this day, I always think of that na I can always depend on my father and my mother na no matter what I've done in my life, they will always accept and understand me. So, yeah. Ayan.
Oh.
Tama. Basta paper nga.
Ang ganda nun, no? Nothing will remove you as their son.
Yeah.
Whatever you do. Diba? Valor, ikaw.
Yung isang lesson po na naturo sa and may kita niyo po siya kay Daddy is to stand kung ano yung tama. Pero everyone in this world can be right eh. So, kaya nagkaroon ng Bible base. And yun yung pinagbabasihan kung ano yung tama. So, nung sinabi niya yun, hindi ka magbe-base sa emotional feeling mo. Kumbaga, mag-base ka kung ano yung tama sa paningin ng Panginoon. Yun po yung laging tinuturo niya sa amin. Na maraming tama sa perspective na ito, tama to dito, tama to. Pero ano yung tama sa paningin ni Lord and ano yung dapat mong gawin.
Parang there was a phrase that resonates me before na a lot of people kasi, as you guys as well, will think na ano bang gagawin ng tatay ko? Or ano bang gagawin nito? Or to someone that you look up to. Pero tama si Valor, and the lesson that he got from his father is always keep in mind, what would Jesus do? What would the Lord do? Diba? Kasi tama nga naman, own perspectives, you have may sariling tama at mali ang tao. But what would the Bible say and what would the Lord do? So nice, Valor. Thank you. Shana.
For me, kasi growing up, medyo hiyain ako. Hindi lang halata. Pero oo nga, medyo hiyain ako. Like, hindi ako marunong magtanong sa tao. Kunyari, meron akong hindi alam. Parang, nahiya ako magtanong. Parang huwag na lang. Tapos, I end up doing something that will cause a consequence. So, kung pinapagayat ako ni Papa, sinasabi niya, bakit hindi ka nagtatanong? Tapos sabi ko, hiya ako. Kasi pag pinapagayat din ako, hindi ako masyadong masalita. I'm more on just listening. So, my dad told me one time, sabi niya, a wise man asks questions and a fool, and ano yun? Parang a person who doesn't ask questions is a fool. Parang nag-stick sa akin yun. Kaya ngayon, parang, I feel like ngayon, I've developed learning how to ask if I don't know. Kasi, there's nothing wrong in asking if you don't know this. Kasi I was afraid na ma-judge ako na, ayan ba yan? Ba't di mo alam to? Parang ganon. So, ngayon, mas, open ako in asking. Hindi ako nahihiya. Kumbaga.
Sinatanongin mo siya.
Kasi totoo naman, not all people knows everything. Diba? The only thing or the only person na omniscient is the Lord. So every time, regardless of how long you lived in the world, there's always one thing that you don't know.
Yes.
Diba? And ang ganda nun na, totoo naman, a person who doesn't ask questions is a fool. Because you're neglecting and you're rejecting knowledge. Diba? How about you, Nico?
Ano yung question?
Yan, anong lesson ng dad mo?
Sa akin, parang hindi, kung may gusto ka, may paraan, kapag ayaw, may dahilan. Parang hindi ka dapat titigil. Kunyari, eto na lang yung option na binibigay sa'yo. Parang you need to create another parang option din to move forward. Kasi parang nakita ko din sa buhay namin as a family din na dumaan din kami sa lowest of the low talaga as a family. And doon ko nakita yung pagpupursige ni Papa na parang yung time na dahil wala nang natatanggap na sweldo, parang he needs to walk like 3 to 5 kilometers para lang maka-uwi. Tapos yung after service, parang after service before, ang ginagawa lang namin, parang hihingi kami kay Papa ng money. Tapos kaming tatlo, ako, yung kapatid ko, pati si mama, kakain lang kami dun sa parang mini carinderia dun sa palengke ng Marikina. And parang doon, nakita ko talaga yung pagpupursige ni Papa na parang yung he need to create another option para lang mabuhay ba kami. And doon ko talaga siya nilook up na kahit sa anumang hirap ng buhay, parang dapat tuloy-tuloy pa lang yung life journey mo. And nakita ko din sa buhay ni Papa yung kung paano siya talaga mag-stand dun sa faith niya, na kahit na sobrang hirap kami sa buhay, sabi niya, magtiwala lang tayo kay Lord dahil may blessing dun na darating. And ayun nga, may blessing na darating. Parang after 2 days, may bigla na lang magbibigay ng gantong love gift na hindi namin nakalain na ganito kalaki. So, ayun.
So your dad was very resourceful, no? And he always get things done, regardless of what is happening, regardless of what the circumstance is. Because eventually, you'll be blessed kasi nagpatuloy ka. Diba? Ang ganda ng lessons that was imparted to you by your fathers as a pastor and as a dad. Now, earlier, nung tinanong ko kayo, what was your thought or what are your thoughts about pastor's kid? The phrase pastor's kid. What were your struggles?
20-page essay.
So what were your struggles? Kasi everyone naman are going through a lot of things regardless of who you are, what you are, but especially for those who are labeled na as pastor's kid. Or meron ng kaakibat na title.
Kung sino mauna, maglalatin lang sagot, ha?
Isa lang
One answer per pastor's kid.
Really?
Sa akin po, siguro yung struggle is both na, different approach ng mga tao. It's either na i-reject ka ng crowd. Like for example, sa school, siguro sa school maraming tao na maraming mga kaibigan, ganun. Ako, isang tao lang talaga ako pag nasa school. Isa lang yung makakausap ko, hindi ko kayang kausapin lahat, ganun. And most of my classmates, ang dami nilang ginagawa na alam ko hindi yung tama sa harap ng Panginoon. Kaya lagi ko silang nasasabihan na hindi dapat yan, hindi tama yan. And from then, yung parang nagkaroon napunta sa point na pagpasok mo lang ng room, yung nag-uusap sila lahat bago ka dumating, pagpasok mo lahat sila nakaupo ng maayos, ganun. Yung andyan na naman si Liling, dapat baka mapagalitan ka na naman mamaya, ganyan. So parang hindi ako nagkaroon ng ganun ka-relationship sa mga mga klase ko kasi sasabihin lang sa akin na, hindi, huwag niyo na isama si Lini kasi KJ yan. Maglalaro tayo, tapos may KJ, iaalis ka nila sa list nila. Parang ganun. And other struggle siguro sa adults naman is yung na-mention din kanina, it's always been na sasabihin sa'yo, uy, pastor's kid ka, ba't ganyan ka? Yung ganun. Yung iniisip ng tao na ka, parang saint ka na parang hindi ka pwedeng magkamali kasi pastor's kid ka, yung ganun. And, so yun, naging struggle din namin yun, na kailangan naming mag-live sa standard ng mga tao. Yun yung isa sa mga mahirap na adjustment, especially yung pakikitungo sa ibang tao.
So, nahirapan ka mag-socialize naman.
Yung socialization.
Ikaw, Kat, what was your struggle?
Marami yan sikat.
Hindi ako tinakam para isa-isa.
Ako natin.
Struggle, syempre, parang number 1 madalas yung financial. And then, di ba? Kasi wala namang sweldo yung pagiging pastor. Kaya, ayun, struggle yung financial. Number 2,
Ilan ba yan, friend? Pag-3 ka lang, ha?
Yun to, yung nabanggit na ito ni Nico kanina, yung tama ba, ikaw ba naman? Basta yun. Basta isa sa kanila nagbanggit. Kasi si Papa, parang mas mabait siya sa ibang tao. Ganun. Kaya dumating yung point na sabi ko, sana ibang tao na lang ako. Kasi sa mga member, parang di naman siya nagagalit kahit kung ano-ano naman ginagawa sa kanya. Pero ba't parang sa amin, onting Manila, nagagalit na siya. Kaya dumating sa point na, sana ibang tao na lang ako. Kasi hindi pa sa ibang tao.
Tama.
Sobrang talaga. Pwede yung parang ikakain na lang namin, may darating na member na walang pagkain. Ibibigay niya pa, so ano kakainin namin?
Tama.
Sabaw na lang ulam namin. Ibigay pa. Ganon. Dumating yung point na ganon. So yun yung mga struggle ko. Tsaka katulad na rin mga sabi kanina, yung standard. So di ba na ako yung standard na? Saan ba sa Google yan? Ayun. So pinaikli ko lang.
Bilang agree ka.
Siguro kaya kami magkatabi ngayon kasi yun nga, parang pareho talaga yung buhay ng pamilya namin. Kasi yun nga, walang certain na sweldo as a minister or as a pastor. Kumbaga, hindi naman umaasa dun sa love gift. Kumbaga yun yung natatanggap nating blessings din. Second din yun nga, may yung sa time din, parang nung bata-bata ako talaga as in deep inside, yung tampo ko talaga, parang mas nagkikare pa yata si Papa sa members ng church compared sa family. Na parang, sa akin, kinikimkim ko na lang. Kasi kapag nilabas ko pa, parang, dadagdag pa yata sa problema. Parang, iisipin ko pang pabigat yung dinadala ko na instead na parang light lang yung situation, parang makatulong. Tsaka parang, sa unang titingnan mo, parang ang gaan-gaan lang naman yan. Parang kailangan naman talaga kasi kapag nawala yung care niya dun sa mga members, parang mawawala yung church. Mawawala din ng members. Tapos, pangatlo, siguro, as laking public school, yung pakikihalubilo nga, na parang yung living na without the PK label na tinatawag, parang ang hirap makihalubilo kasi kailangan mong dapat maka-Diyos ka, dapat ganyan, nagdadasal. Or dapat hindi ka nagmumura, hindi ka dapat nakikipag-away. Parang ganun, parang kumbaga nandun ka lang sa box na yun, na hindi ka malayang makagalaw. Kasi parang kailangan mo sundin to dahil eto nga, pastor yung tatay ko, ganun.
Ikaw, Bagor?
Muna po, personally muna. Kasi dumating po ako sa point na ulit-ulit na yung naririnig ko sa church. Narinig ko na last year yan ulitin na naman ngayon, ganyan. Naging struggle sa akin yun kasi simula bata hanggang pagtanda, sa Sunday school man. Kasi Christian church, Christian school, pareho na pinapasok sa'yo. So yung mundo mo napakaliit lang. Hindi ko pa, nung tumatanda po, hindi ko pa totally nararamdaman yung struggle lang sa kanila. Yung about sa friends, sa classmates. Pero, yun yung isang naging major struggle sa akin. Nung lumawak na yung knowledge ko. Ngayon, pagka bilang isang anak ng pastor, kailangan mo gawin ko ano sinabi natin. Maging good influence ka, ganyan. And nakikita mo sila, nag-e-enjoy sa mga maling bagay, nag-e-enjoy sa mga ganitong bagay na hindi mo pwede gawin. So ngayon, i-correct mo sila. Ang kakalabasan na, lalayo sila sa'yo. Kasi nag-e-enjoy kami, tapos KJ ka, pipigilan mo. So pag naging struggle yan, oh my gosh, sorry man. Pengi naman Lord ng kaibigan na yan. Kasi simula nung inanim mo na sila, kinorek mo na, ngayon, medyo magde-decide ka na, sige, di ko na i-correct, gagawa. And one wrong move, everyone judges.
Papas the paper.
Ayun, so biglang magkakaroon na ng judgments, ganyan. And minsan, yung mga expectations sa like, kay Valer mo tanong niya pagdating sa ganyan, anak ng pastor yan. Hindi, katulad ko lang kayo.
Ako lang.
Ayun, yun yung mga, naging major struggle bilang, extrovert, kumbaga, friendly, gusto mo laging nasa labas. Kasi nagtatalo yan sa Christian world and sa reality. So, kung kahit saan ka dyan, andun yung label na pastor's kid. Di mawawala yun. So, pero parang kailangan mo isipin na pahingi naman ako ng kaibigan na kahit magkamali ako, di ako i-judge. Like, na matutuwa din siya. No judgment. Judgment free at all. Ganun. Na hindi mag-e-expect na kung sino ako, ano ako maging dito sa mundong ito. Like, happy-happy lang ganun.
Dito kami. Happy. Andito lang kami. Yung struggle na you're trying to juggle yung reality, yung sa labas and sa Christian world, but you still have the same label.
Kasi ano po you need to accept the fact na hindi tayo mawawala ng kaibigan na unbeliever. Hindi tayo mawawala. Laging sa paligid man natin, since Christian tayo, Christian world, paligid na mga Christian and on the other side, meron tayong mga unbeliever and di natin alam minsan kung paano may cope up sa kanila. Kasi like dito sinasabi, i-rebuke mo sila, pero dito, hindi, okay lang yan. Na pagka kinorek mo sila or magbigay ka man ng constructive criticism, ayun, tapos nagkamali ka pa, judge ka na.
Kiss na.
Yeah.
So you're trying to live the expectations na I'll correct you because that's what I've taught. Diba? That's what my father or the people around me taught me. Na if may mali kayong ginagawa, I should correct you.
Yeah.
But the risk of it is losing them.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi they don't understand. And ito yung alam nilang tama, and ito yung alam mong tama. So should I stick with what I know, that is right? Or should I adjust with them? Diba? So parang ganun yung
Gusto ko ng time na yun, nung nakakaramdam na ako ng gano'n. Kahit mismo kila daddy and mommy, kasi every time may family prayer kami, sasabihin niya, naging good influence ba kayo sa ganyan? Tapos sinagot ko talaga sila. Sabi ko, ma, bilang isang teen, marami kaming nagagawang hindi tama. Kasi minsan gusto namin mag-explore, gusto namin maramdaman yung kasiyahan na ganyan, kahit na malor ganun. So, pero hindi naman ako yung sinabi ko sa kanila, hindi ako magiging good influence. At the same time, hindi ako magiging bad influence. Para wala na lang...
Para balance.
Hindi, alam, sa bad influence, mali na yung ginagawa mo. Sa good influence, lalayuan ka nila. So, mag-stick ka na lang dito. Like, may cope up ka na lang kung ano yung okay sa kanila. Ganun.
Ikaw, Shana.
Ako, growing up, I tend to compare myself to other pastors' kids na who are doing so good. Na talagang, hindi naman perfect pero parang in my eyes, near there. Na parang, grabe, sana ganyan na lang ako. Kasi, growing up, medyo makulit nga ako, medyo madami akong kalokohan. Pero, that's when I see them or like when I'm on Facebook and then I see and then yung mga achievements nila, sa dami na nagagawa through the ministry, tapos ako parang I feel stuck. Parang hindi ako gumagalaw. So yun yung struggle ko. Honestly, medyo to this day, pag nakikita ko sila na nag-lead na sila, nakakaano na sila sa ganito, parang in a way, nakakaingit. Pero, I just remind myself, everybody moves at their own time. So, ayun yung sa akin.
And also, it's hard kasi sometimes when you are used to being labeled and having this type of standards, nagkakaroon ka na rin ng standards sa sarili mo.
So,
Yeah. This is so hard to achieve. Because first, you are not built to be like that.
Yes.
You have to figure out what you are built for.
Yeah.
Diba? And also, common opinion kasi. Kaya tayo nasa-stuck is because of the common opinion of the people. Which is, ito yung standard, this is how you should be. When in reality, I am built in this way, I have my purpose, and eventually I'll figure it out just wait.
Yes.
Diba? Ikaw, LJ.
so nasa may lista.
Hindi mo talaga ang dami.
Ako pa rin maraming hinanakit sa buhay. Hindi, well, siyempre, same naman kami ng pinarlakihan na church. So, almost same din yung struggles namin. Like, the judgment of the people we are around and the expectations. Siguro one thing I would highlight is the unnecessary responsibilities. Because parang when you enter a church bilang isang pastor's kid, there's this automatic responsibilities that are put onto you by the people you don't know yet. So parang let's say there's the person A and then there's you. Sige, mag-ministry yan, wait ka lang. Mag-ministry yan, di ba? Oy, pastor, pag-ministryan mo na yung anak mo. Ay, pastor, needs namin na ganito.
In-appoint ka na.
Oo, in-appoint ka na. So, parang hindi mo pa na-figure out yung yung gusto mo, yung talents mo, and if you even want to, kasi syempre it's a choice pa rin to minister, to serve the Lord. But you still acknowledge the Lord's presence in your life, pero I believe talaga it's still your choice. Para, ayun. So, the unnecessary responsibilities that are put onto you, that's really, mabigat kasi. So, kasi, everything is expected of you, the goods, everything na you do is expected to be for the church and for the Lord. And, you can't really explore anything outside of that. So, and siguro, the struggle is also, parang kagaya ngayon sa kanila, yung sa friends, regarding naman sa friends. Pero ako naman, iba. Though alam na mga college friends ko na pastor's kid ako, na Christian ako, I still make mistakes. Pero I get judged in a way na pag nagkamali ako, halimbawa, kumopya ka ng assignment. So, sabihin ng mga klase ko, uy, di ba pastor's kid ka na pastor? Huwag ka kumopya. So ako, gusto ko kumopya kasi gusto ko makapasa. Hindi ko magawa kasi. Pero, isa din yun, parang sinasabi lang nila in a joke way, pero sometimes I ponder on it.
It hits different.
Yeah, it hits different na, can't I be one of you? Can't I, hindi ba pwedeng maging normal kid lang, normal college kid that makes mistakes, that, fools around? Parang, am I just this person? Am I just a pastor's kid supposed to follow these certain rules? Supposed to be in this place? So, growing up talaga, I felt na trapped and stuck like Shana. So, it's hard. It's hard, but you get through it. You learn to cope with it. You learn to make your own way of coping up with it. Sometimes you acknowledge what they say in one ear and out the other, and you make your own decision because it's still your life.
So, almost all of you have almost the same description of the struggles. Diba? And I believe a lot of other pastors' kids are going through it.
Yes.
I believe you have other friends na pastors' kids din, na ganun yung pinagdadaanan. So with all the struggles, but with the lessons as well, and I think naman you believe you'll go through it. Diba? And there will be something beautiful out of it. Would you still want to be?
Sabay-sabay na sagot tawa.
If given a chance, would you still want to be a pastor's kid?
Legit ba sabay-sabay tayo sa sagot?
Nag-inquire ka na, no? Ikaw, Nico.
Ito yung tinanong ko kay Papa before the interview. Sabi ko, sa magulang ko pareho. Sabi ko, would you respect my answer kung sasabihin ko no? Kasi personally, I would say no. Dahil parang, ayun nga, I don't wanna get pressured anymore regarding to it. Kasi napapaisip din ako kung paano yung buhay na alam mo yung normal lang, yung walang label, walang yung sakto lang na nagsaserve ka pa rin naman kay Lord kung saan ka man talaga tinawag. If that's your calling, God would be proud of you kasi hindi lang naman natitigil sa pagiging church minister or magiging church staff kasi yun nga, just like what I have said earlier, na parang ang hindi naman tinitingnan ni Lord kung ano yung trabaho na mayroon ka kasi ang pinaka-importante is yung personal relationship mo with Lord. And with that, yun nga, I would say no.
Ayaw mo na.
Alas na.
If given a chance lang naman si Val. Ano ba sasagot ko dito?
Di ba alam ni Valor eh.
Ayos yung sagot mo.
Parang
Bubog ka pa
50-50 po kasi. Kasi kung sinabi ko nga po sana na kung ibang tao ako, lumaki ako sa ibang culture, traditions or ano man. And nakikita ko ganun ka-bless yung pastor's kid. Siguro, kung may chance ako, sana maging pastor's kid na lang ako. Pero yung ngayon na pastor's kid ako and may mga struggles sa akin. Siguro. Siguro, no din po. Pero nakikita ako, kaya rin 50-50 kasi naramdaman ko rin yung blessing na meron bilang isang anak ng pastor. Kaya, yun po, ganyan. Hindi yes, hindi no.
Hindi pwede. Hindi pwede. Oo. Safe answer eh.
Kasi nakikita niya yung blessing of it. And also, the struggle. The responsibility of the title eh. Sige, tatanggapin ka na.
The panel accepts.
Ikaw, LJ.
Oh, siguro I would think of it as, as the saying goes, the grass is always greener on the other side. Diba? Diba? You agree naman na parang you're put in this place, pero parang you think na it's better on the other side, diba? So, parang I would really, really want to know what it's like to live a free life. I'm not saying na parang...
Ay, hindi. Mali.
Sorry po. So parang alam mo yun, parang without the responsibilities nga, without the pressure, without the expectations, without the eyes on you every time, every single time, every move you make. I would like to live a life without that. So, yeah, I would say no.
Parang patry naman.
Patry po. Free try. Wala bang 3 month, trial? 30 days pala. Wala bang gano'n?
Ikaw, Shana.
Actually, same kami ni Valor. 50-50.
Pwede.
Pwede lang.
Hindi pwede. Nako.
Hindi, kasi, growing up, my parents really made me understand how much of a blessing being a pastor's kid is. And I honestly see it naman. To this day, hindi nagbago yung view ko of how blessed we are. And, I'm really thankful to God then. And lalo na sa parents ko, how they work hard sa ministry. Pero yun nga, yung sinabi ni Valor, yung struggles, yung 50% no, medyo nakakapagod eh. To take the word of the day, yung standard, na to keep up with an image na ito ganyan. So, I'm in the middle, like, I like it, but then there's days na I don't like it. So, ganun sa akin. Pwede ako
Ako, grabe. Safe answer. Bawal na.
Feeling ni LJ na betray siya.
Oo, dapat same kami. Kasi, through thick and thin, dapat magkasama tayo.
Ikaw, Kat.
Ayan.
Ako, siguro depende kasi sa age kong sa age ko kaya siguro kung tinanong ako ng time na sobrang struggling talaga na dumating sa point na sinisi ko sila papa na ba kasi kayo nagpastor, wala tuloy tayo makain, ganyan. Siguro kung nung time na yon sabihin ko na it's a no for me. Pero ngayon, siguro bibigyan ko rin ng chance. Bibigyan ko ng chance na parang siguro yung mga mistakes ko or yung mga parang mas maayos ganyan. So baka it's a yes. Baka it's a yes. Kasi hindi naman ako magiging ganito and I like the way I am today.
Oh.
I love myself. Ganun.
Self-love.
Hindi naman magiging ganito kung di ba napagdaanan. Kasi parang naging strong talaga ako dahil sa mga napagdaanan and then sa mga blessings talaga. Ayun talaga. So it's a yes. Parang bigyan ng chance.
Hindi ka ng chance.
How about you, Lily?
Ako, strong, firm na answer is yes. Yes, that is true na marami talagang struggles. And right naman si Kuya kanina na sinabi niya, pag siguro yung mga hindi anak ng pastor, sasabihin din nila, sana anak din ako ng pastor, yung ganun. And then us, he wanted to be on the other side of the life din. Pero one thing I learned siguro growing up is this is an opportunity. Yung ganun. Out of a lot of people in the world, tayo yung... Ay, pat nagbe-break.
After paper, hindi mo dapat na yan.
Di, wala. Out of a lot of people in the world, tayo yung pinili ni Lord na mag-influence and in a certain field na binigay sa atin ng Lord. And siguro pag hindi ako anak ng pastor, baka di rin ako pipiliin ng magiging asawa ko din. Ganun. So, yes. I will say yes.
Kasi you are in the transition of being, I mean, di nalalayo yung path mo. From pastor's kid to a pastor's wife.
Yes.
Na ano mo na ba? Parang, paano ba? Nakuha mo na yung idea or natanggap mo na yung idea na, I have the responsibility of a pastor's kid, and I'll have a different kind of responsibility, a bigger one, as a pastor's wife.
Siguro po, marami, syempre, since I was engaged, a lot of people na nagsasabi sa akin, most siguro yung mga pastor's wife, then kasi sasabihin nila sa akin na magiging pastor's wife ka na, kailangan ganito, ganyan. I mean, hindi ko naman sila nire-reject kasi that is true naman. I mean, hindi ko siya ma-realize right now kasi hindi pa naman ako truly nandun sa position na yon. But I will come to that point na may ganun na struggles. And medyo mahirap siya, yes. I've seen how my dad struggled and how my mom struggled in the way na yung para sa pamilya, hindi siya mapupunta sa pamilya directly kasi sa ibang tao. Yung part na time of a couple, hindi siya thoroughly na mabibigay kasi meron pang Bible study na pupuntahan, midnight na makakauwi, yung ganun. But one thing siguro na kailangan din namin na gawin is we both love the ministry and we just have to, like, nakita na namin yung nangyari sa amin eh. Both of us is a pastor's kid then. May mga nangyari na sa kanya, sa family niya, and sa family ko. And through that, we could, magagawa namin ng paraan. Yung parang, maa-avoid namin kung ano yung hindi dapat na nangyari sa kanya, hindi dapat na nangyari sa akin. And I know na kahit nasabihin natin na iba naman ako, iba naman yung storya ng buhay mo. Yung parang ganun. Darating talaga sa punto na ma-realize natin, ay, oo nga pala, no. Sabi ni mama ganito, sabi ni tita ganito. And mangyayari talaga yon. And one thing, may nakatanong na din sa akin dati. One of my standard sa future husband is yung pagiging pastor. Paano daw pag umalis na siya sa pagiging pastor, ayaw niya na maging pastor. If I will still choose him, kung mag-stay ba ako sa kanya. One thing is, siguro, that's the purpose of a pastor's wife, to support the pastor, to support your husband, to remind him what his purpose, bakit nandyan siya, and bakit kayo yung pinagsama ng Panginoon.
Congrats sa wedding.
Kumbaga in line na whatever you're going through right now or whatever future lies ahead, there's a purpose in it. Diba? Same with you guys. I mean, si Kat, nag-yes siya with being a pastor's kid again if given a chance. I understand. Kasi kayo nag-no. Yung iba maybe. Sakto lang. Ganyan.
Safe answer.
Safe answer. Because there's always a responsibility of what you'll choose eh. If you chose to be a pastor's kid, that's the responsibility. Diba? It's either you choose to embrace it and learn from it and also use it for the purpose that you are built, for the appointment that God is preparing you for, or you could be not a pastor's kid like others, wherein we have to go through struggles then. Yes. Diba? We are all entitled with our own struggles. It just so happened that you guys are in the limelight.
That's true.
because you are someone, or you are the child of someone that almost all people look up to.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept the fact na my father is someone that everybody looks up to. And I looked up to him as well. Because he's great. Like what you said earlier, he's great. Your fathers are great. But I can be great too. You guys can be great too. You just have to figure out how you figure out your purpose, like what Lily said, and the struggles that you're going through. Someday, you'll use it because you'll have a child, or you'll have a niece, or you have a nephew na pastor's kid din. You'll have a friend na nagkaroon ng anak, which is a pastor's kid. And you'll impart the learning that you're going through right now. I believe you're still going through it.
Yeah.
Diba? It's a continuing battle eh.
Yes.
So, rely on the person that you look up to, which is your father. And like what Valor said earlier, always think, what would Jesus do? What is my purpose here? Ano po ba to? Para saan po ba ako? I am not built to be judged.
Yeah.
I am not built to live a standard.
Yeah.
Kasi that standard naman, that's worldly standard eh. LJ is different from Lily. Lily is different from Shanna. Shanna is different from Kat. So was Nico to Valor. You're built different. The only thing that you have in common is you are a pastor's kid. And that's your strength. Kasi sobrang close niya eh. Lalo kayo, di ba?
Apo.
Kasi nagkakaintindihan kayo.
Magkasama sa kalokohan. Ay, charot. Wala palang gano'n.
So, ngayon, you're able to share the struggles, the mistakes, the mishaps, di ba? The enlightenment with the purpose that you have. Now, let's go back to why you are in that situation. Your dad.
I can do charot.
Kasi, he was called to be a pastor. So, what is one thing or one message that you could give to your dad na you could give to your dad, knowing what you've been through, knowing what you're going through, and what you'll go through in the future? What will be your message? Nico.
Iniiwas ko na eh. Iniiwas ko na doon
sa resignation.
Dito na ako nakatingin sa building na yun eh. Ano ba? Directly?
Ikaw.
Sige. Papa, alam kong papanoorin or pinapanood mo to ngayon. And I just wanna say, I'm thankful na ikaw yung naging tatay ko. At ayun din, wait lang. Ano ba, alam kong marami pa tayong pagdadaan ng pagsubok, problema at hamon sa buhay. Oo, tama ka to. Baha, COVID, lahat, naranasan namin. And nakita ko din yung pagiging vulnerable mo at that time. And hanga ako sa'yo kasi alam mo yun na parang kahit na alam namin parang walang-wala na tayo, laging yung pinanghahawakan mo is kasama natin si Lord through our ups and downs, through our highs and lows. And doon nagpapasalamat ako kasi na-build mo sa amin, sa ating pamilya, kay Mama, kay Gideon, na even doon na lugmok na tayo sa kahirapan or kung ano man yung pinagdadaanan natin as a family, parang nandun pa rin yung strong foundation natin sa word ni Lord na hindi dapat tayo kailanman bibitaw sa mga pangako niya. Kasi yun nga, nakasaad din sa Bible na never will I leave you nor forsake you. Yung promise ni Lord para sa atin. Ayun.
Thank you, Nico. Ikaw, LJ.
Ganun lang ako. So, saan ako tingin? So, ayun. One thing, or a few things I would say to my father is that I'm not a perfect child. I make mistakes most of the time, every day in fact, but I will still be your kid, and I will always and forever love you. And I'm so very thankful that, ikaw ang binigay ni Lord para maging tatay ko. Sabi naman sa question kanina, kung gugustuhin ko ba maging pastor's kid, syempre no yung sagot ko. Pero if papipiliin ako ng papa, I will 100%, 1000% choose to be your kid and choose you to be my father. And I am proud, so very proud of you for everything you've achieved and become and for who you are right now. And I love you.
Lily, ikaw. Kanina pa siya. Iyak ko siya.
Oo, nakikidamay eh.
Nagsisympathize ka rin, Lily.
Oo, parang ganun. Ako, ang hangin. Ang hangin, di ba?
Napupuwing ka.
Oo, napupuwing ako. Walang, siguro pa, syempre, thankful ako kasi sa lahat ng ginawa mo sa amin, through ups and downs, hindi ka sumuko sa amin. And though dumating sa punto na hindi lang yung church yung nagsastruggle, kahit tayo na pamilya nagsastruggle tayo. One thing na always mong pinapaalala sa amin is that we should not look up to others nor to you. Though nilulook up ka namin is always to be God. Kasi nafe-fail tayo, ganun. And I thank you sa lahat ng sacrifices mo sa amin and sa kasipagan mo. Thank you sa mga paulit-ulit na pagtuturo mo sa amin kahit gaano kami kakulit, kahit gaano kami yung minsan nagiging disrespectful kami, pero always kang respectful sa amin sa kung ano yung gusto namin, na though may mga differences, always kang sumusuporta sa amin kahit paunti-unti, yung ganun, na nag-a-adjust sa situation. One thing is siguro sorry kasi ang pangit ko pag umiiyak.
No judgment here.
Dahil sa nag-iisa akong babae, one thing na talagang gusto niyong makasama ako is yung wedding, and hindi ko magagawa yun ngayon. Dahil sa sitwasyon, dahil sa COVID, hindi ko madala yung wedding sa bahay, sa church natin. At malayo ako sa inyo, mag-isa akong ikakasal. But, kahit saan ako magpunta, yung mga learnings na natutunan ko po sa inyo, mananatili yun, and I love you.
Thank you, Lily. Ikaw, Kat. Kay Papa. Papa, ang message ko sa'yo is continue mo lang serve si Lord. Andito lang kami, hindi ka naman namin iiwan. Ang dami natin ng pagdaanan. COVID pneumonia dyan. Pero sobrang thankful ako kasi lumalaban ka sa lahat ng pagsubok. And salamat din sa pagtsatsaga mo sa amin kahit ang makulit namin. And salamat sa pagtaguyod mo sa pamilya natin. And hindi kami magiging ganito kundi rin dahil sa'yo. Sobrang thankful kami na ikaw yung papa namin. Kasi hindi rin ako mamili na iba eh. Kung siguro pinili ko man na hindi maging anak ng pastor, pero sabi nga ni LJ, kung papipiliin ng tatay, ikaw pa rin yung pipiliin ko. Ayun. Kahit may mga misunderstanding tayo, tampuhan, ganyan, lagi mo naman sinasabi na yung apelido ko hindi na mawawala yan eh. Ikaw pa rin yung tatay ko, ikaw pa rin yung uuwian namin na tatay. Kahit mag-asawa na kami, ganyan, kahit kaming lahat mag-asawa na, ikaw pa rin yung tatay namin. Kaya mahal na mahal ka namin.
Oh.
Love you. Ikaw, Shana.
Okay. Well, alam ko pag nasa bahay tayo, I'm not very verbal with my feelings, pero I just want you to know that I really am super proud of what you do. I respect you so much sa job mo, and I know it's so tiring to the point na parang minsan gusto mo na lang give up, pero giving up is not an option for you. And I respect that and I admire that so much about you. And I just want to say thank you for everything you do for our family, like everybody here sa pagtsatsaga mo. I know it's not easy, but you do it not just for God, but also for us because you love us, and that's honestly enough. And just like everybody then again, I would not pick another dad but you. I love you, Pa.
Bida-bida ka.
Lastly, Valor.
Yes, Daddy.
Naka-host. Ito ang patay natin.
Una po sa lahat, I'm so blessed and thankful to have a father like you, Daddy. Kasi napakita mo sa amin kung paano dapat maging matapang, tumayo sa kung ano yung dapat and yung mga dapat natin gawin. And yun nga, kahit maging pastor's kid man ako, mga sinasabi nila o hindi. Ikaw yung daddy na gusto, yung katulad mo. Yan, Vincent Vicencio, wala na yun. Hello.
Ayun, so all of you will still choose the dad that you have right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Diba? Kasi yun pa rin eh. It all boils down na he's your father and he still loves you unconditionally. So, one last message to all the other pastor's kids.
Oh, sino representative natin? God.
Hindi, you can isa-isa share. Kasi of course, sabi ko nga, you know a lot of other pastor's kids and naiintindihan nyo sila of course, di ba? So what's your message to the other pastor's kids? Shana?
For me, syempre, not everybody grew up with a pastor na bata pa lang. Meron yung iba ngayon pala magiging pastor. So sa mga ganon, I just want you to know na you're not alone. You have a lot of people, a lot of pastors' kids who understand and will definitely support you and will understand. And siguro the main thing is don't pressure yourself. Honestly, it's not good for you, and just, be happy and enjoy it. Because despite the struggles, it's fun. I mean, in quote, it's kind of fun to be a pastor's kid, and so keep your head up.
Kat?
Kaya niyan. Kinaya namin eh.
True, yeah. Sum it up.
Huwag kayong mag-give up and then may struggle pero kakayanin yun. Kasi wala naman binibigay na problema na walang solusyon.
Exactly.
Walang ganon. Ayun, keep serving lang.
Valor?
Guys, don't pressure yourself. As in, kasi eventually ma-realize nyo kung ano dapat yung gusto nyo mismo. Anak mo kaya, dahil lang kaya pastor, may ma-realize nyo. And blessed din kayo na yung truth, absolute truth is nasa paligid nyo lang. Tapos, basta huwag yung i-pressure sarili nyo just to please other people. Kung hindi, kung may gagawin man kayo, do it for the Lord and not unto men. Sinabi na yun sa isang verse ba?
Thank you, Valor. Nico?
So, yun nga. Just like yung mga sinabi ng mga PKs here, wag niyong i-pressure yung sarili nyo and just enjoy the ride. Ba, ika nga, even though sa ups, sa downs, dahil ito yung magmumold sa kung sino kayo at yung faith nyo lalo. Dahil ito din yung magpapatatag sa inyo as a person na kahit ganito yung problema na nararamdaman or mararanasan nyo or madadating sa buhay nyo, tiyak na makakayanan nyo ito dahil solid yung foundation na kumbaga na buo sa pagkatao nyo.
Lini?
Sa akin siguro, sa lahat ng mga pastor's kid like me na nanggaling na talaga since birth siguro na pastor's kid is appreciate. Appreciate where you are. Appreciate kung ano yung binigay na opportunity ni Lord para sa inyo, and use it to the maximum level to where share natin yung gospel. Kasi hindi lahat ng tao alam yung word ni Lord, alam yung truth. And we have that opportunity, so gamitin natin sa maganda. And sabi nga nila, maraming nangyayari na pressure and everything. We can rest, but never give up.
So nice. LJ.
Ano ko tapos
Itatapos na po kay Amy. Okay, so one thing or a few things nga I would say to my fellow pastors' kids is, I have to agree with Lily na you have to be thankful, you have to be appreciative of how you are right now in your situation, even though na there are all these eyes and expectations laid upon you. You still have to be thankful that your family is there, your father's there, na you have people to rely on, and you just have to, for the para sa mga expectations and responsibilities and unnecessary burdens laid upon you, you just have to find how to cope up with it. Kasi it's always there. Hindi mawawala yung mga taong nag-expect from you. You just have to cope up with how they deliver it, how they say it onto you. Just pasok dito, labas dito, and just be yourself and always pray. may ganun kasi si Shana na ingit ako eh. Oo.
So, I really appreciate you guys sharing your stories. Kasi parang we all know you again just by your name. We know you by your father's last name, but again, we don't know you too well. We don't know you well enough to know what you're going through. Na the unsolicited opinions pala hurt you na. Diba? So, we appreciate you opening up, and just bear in mind na, like what Nico said earlier, the man or human looks in your appearance, in what you do, but the Lord always looks at the heart. Diba? It's always what you do for the Lord, not what you do for the men.
Yeah.
Diba?
Exactly.
If they don't like you, it's fine.
Yeah.
I am loved by my God.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
That's good. Yeah.
Diba? So again, I appreciate you guys sharing your stories. Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
being
din.
so open. Diba? I really enjoyed your presence eh. Kasi parang walang inhibitions. Diba? You just said what you have to say.
Yeah. We do.
So thank you so much for that.
Thank you din po.
It's fun.
Yeah, and I hope na some people get a gist of,
Yes.
don't put too much pressure on pastors' kids, We are still kids. We still have things to do in our lives. So,
Kami nga na, we are already adults. We're still figuring it out. We're allowed to figure things out.
yes. Yes.
Diba?
Okay, good.
You're allowed to figure things out. So again, thank you so much for staying with us, and thank you so much for spending few hours or few minutes with us listening to the stories of these kids. Again, all of us are human beings. We are far from being perfect. We will never get there, and we will never get near enough. Because every day we make mistakes, and these kids are allowed to as well. So let's continue on helping our pastors. Let's continue on helping them in the ministry. And as you help them, help these kids, the pastors' kids, figure out and help them or give them time to figure out their purpose without the unsolicited advice. Because the world is not experiencing any shortage naman with struggles. They have their struggles. So let's be more patient with them. So if you enjoyed this episode and you want to share it with your friends, you can check our YouTube channel, Global Search Official. And thank you again for watching this episode. This is Gia Stories, and I am Michelle.